This will take about, so we are live now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am Jamesia Joe, the wealth creator. Show people how to use other people's money to pay their mortgage, create cash flow, generate generational wealth, and protect their assets. My YouTube channel is Workflow. So, talking about things related to wealth, entrepreneurship, real estate, and capital. So, today I am joined by half of Teafusion Handcrafted Beverages, Miss Nawana Walton.
Yes.
And we're just going to talk a little bit about your business, how you got started. Wait, hold on. Got a lot of technology. Okay. Just talking about business, how you got started, if you've had to pivot your business for any reason based on what's going on right now, but also more so how you got started, some of the things that you've gone through, any lessons that you've learned that you want to share. But you can start off by just one introducing yourself and kind of letting us know what was the inspiration behind your amazing teas that you all make.
Okay.
Like, how did this business get started? We'll start there.
Okay. So hello to everyone. I am Nawana Walton. I am the co-owner of Teafusion Handcrafted Beverages along with my husband. So this all got started in about 2017 actually. I actually became sick, and I generally like doing around this time cold, flus and everything. Usually when I get a cold, it's usually I have it for several months at a time. Like it'll start off really bad, but it'll just linger on for just a month or two, and I will never get over it until, maybe the weather will clear up. And so during that time, 2017, we had literally just kind of started trying to transfer our eating habits and was trying different things. And he had made me some tea, and it wasn't our general just throw a tea bag in there, with some sugar and lemon juice. I was like, we need to do something different because we've been eating different and our taste buds change. So when you start eating different, your taste buds change. So we had ginger on hand, and he had accidentally made like some type of candy from some syrup he was supposed to be doing for a cake for the previous holiday, and he still had it left over. So he was like, well, I'm just use the juice that I had and mix it with the ginger, to kind of give it some flavor. And whatever at the time I didn't know, ginger just like literally cleared up everything. Like I had this head cold all through here. And when I literally drunk it and I had a piece of it and I ate, all of it just literally just opened up everything. So I was like, oh, okay, so let me get some more of that. So like for 2 days I drunk it. I was eating stuff, but I was drinking more of that and water at the same time. And so it cleared completely. And I was just like, I ain't never got over a cold this quick, like 2 days. So I was like, well, I'm gonna need some of this every day because evidently something is in it. And it's coming from somebody who never had ginger before, never ate it as a kid coming up in the house. I was never brought up on that. So I was like, oh, okay, it's something to this. So we started really, having it on a weekly basis, and I was still working. So I was taking it to work, letting my friends at the job try it. And they're like, so you gonna bring some more in? And I'm like, yeah, I'll bring some more in. Ain't no big deal. But you constantly making this batch every week for like 3 weeks straight. And I was like, okay, so y'all gonna have to pay because this is getting expensive. Like I just can't keep, you know what I'm saying, having them to. And they was like, that's fine. How much is it? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? What you mean? They was like, how much is it? So I was like, well, let me see. I just started writing down some numbers, like how much it, just cost us at the house, and just broke it down. I gave some random number, like $3 to sell. And I called my husband at work, like, we got some orders. So we're gonna need to go to Michael's or something. And it kind of just started from there. But starting to research it and really look into what ginger actually does for your body. Ginger is so powerful in itself. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps with inflammation. It helps with digestive system. And I was having problems with that, and I didn't even realize that I needed it. So just being birthed from, God, he'll bring in a time when you're not even thinking about business. And I was thinking about doing a business beforehand. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And this kind of just fell into our hands of this is what we needed to do. So
Okay.
so with that, it started, we started doing it with just friends and family. But when for some reason I just thought if I posted on Facebook, everybody gonna love it. Everybody gonna come, because they need it. And that didn't happen. Like I made a post, it was a generic, I kid you not, I can like go get the post and send it to you. I was like, ain't nobody coming. Why ain't nobody coming to us? Because I didn't know. So it was just us jumping into it thinking that, we have this bomb product. It tastes good. We didn't have the perfect labels. I still believe we don't have the perfect anything. We're still working to that. But I threw like a generic label I got from Staples on there in a glass jar from Michael's. And we thought we were just going to sell it on Facebook and it's going to be done. We're going to be millionaires. No, it didn't happen like that. And it's, so I think this is when I started really following you, even though I knew you, but following what you were doing, following your brand. And when you had your wealth conference in 2018, I was like, I'm going, because I missed the first time you had a sale, and I was like, the next time she has something, just go. And you just so happened to have a sale, I think like that New Year's, and I brought my ticket, and I was like, I'm going. And so we couldn't find any babysitters. So he was like, well, you just go and just let me know what happens. So I was like, I'm taking some tea with me to the event. And I didn't know anything was going on. I was going to give you some, and that was going to be it. Like I was going to probably try to sell it, but I was like, no, I'm going to give it to Jamesia. I met Tyree. I gave it to her. And who else? I gave it to a couple other people. And just from there, you reaching out to us of, here's some ideas of what you can do with the bottles. We have moved over from the bottles because you sent me the information. Just stepping out. I wasn't going in thinking, oh, she's gonna tell me everything. No, you go. I was going to learn new information. I needed to be around different people because of course I'm working my 9 to 5, not knocking it, but they're not looking at it the same way. They like, okay, well, it's a little business. No, I'm trying to get this to be my main thing. Like, I don't want to be at work 9 to 5, still stressed out, trying to figure out what, you know what I'm saying? I'm bored. I was bored at work. Literally, I was bored at work. So,
girl, I've been bored at every job I ever had. It don't take 8 hours, and I go home.
Girl, I was bored at work. Even though I love my coworkers, it wasn't me. It wasn't for me, and that's not my personality. I thrive being around people. I thrive being at events and everything, and just talking to people. So we've just moved on from, starting at, oh, this was just something we were doing, to now we really want to help other people to. You can have good things, you can have healthy things to help you and be tasteful. The ginger is a functional ingredient, but we also have it where it tastes great when you drink it, and then you can drink it hot or cold. So it's for not just the people who like hot tea, it's for people who like cold tea. I even do it now for the kids and make it, since it's hot, it's getting hot, I'll do it into a smoothie or a slushy for them, but they still have it where it's not just straight sugar. What we used to have when we were kids, nothing but straight sugar and all these juices. I don't even buy that. They drink the tea that we make in the house, the
Let me jump in here. A couple of things. So I couldn't remember what year it was, but I do remember that conference very vividly. And you just sent me a picture the other day.
Yes.
But when you came to the conference, because I want to go back to something you said, you were like, we thought we were just going to put it on Facebook and that was going to be it. One of the things with Facebook that I've noticed is if you're not paying for ads or like a business page, they're not really pushing anything that you post business related. Like post something about a relationship and get 50 comments and 10 likes, and then post something about a free book or anything, and it'll be crickets, right? But with that being said, one of the things that you did that some people can do starting out is when you came to the event, you brought your product with you. So
Yes.
opposed to you coming to the event and being like, oh, there's this tea that I make, and people are like, oh, okay, that's cool. She was like, I got samples. You had your mason jar.
Yes.
You had like little sample cups. You like, nah, I brought this for you, but I have samples. And then I was like, well, if you got samples, we could set it up, and people can try the samples, and not saying it in that way for me, but that's just the type of person that I am. It's like, well, if you got samples, set it up, right? And let other people try it. And then, like you said, we kind of talked about packaging, labeling. And that's just because I have a friend who's a mobile bartender. So I've seen some of the things that she uses. And I'm like, well, hey, let's, here's some ideas that you might be able to implement. And you actually did them. And you all's business in the last 2 years has really seen a great progression. Now, one of the things I want to talk about next is because you all got started. So your name now, Teafusion, is not the name that you started out with.
Right.
What made you all change your name? And this is just thinking about in business, and then once you share it, I'll come back in.
So in the beginning we were T and J's T, which we just picked the name that our initials, Terrell Nawana, and he's a junior. The whole thing was that was our name, but when we started to research and we were going into in Illinois, there's nobody else with that name. There's no one else close to it. But we decided to go ahead and get our trademark, which should be here in the mail in a couple of days. So when they did the research, there's another tea company that has a very similar name to ours in the same industry. And so that's where we had to change. As much as we loved our logo that we had before, as much as we loved our name, when we really sat down and talked with the lawyer, and she was just like, look, I've been in this game long enough. And honestly, if you don't do it now and you wait till you get up there and you start making that big money, they coming after you because it's like a conflict. So we decided to go ahead and change. And so that's where the whole structure of the new name has came from. And we had worked with a marketer who actually helped us out to create this name that is actually more appealing to everyone now instead of it just being to one market. And I think that was another thing. We had an issue when we were trying to be in different places. It was only marketable to like one group of people, or, and it wasn't marketed to other folks. And they'd be like, well, what is T and J's? So now it kind of helps you out when you hear it, Teafusion. Okay. And we still have to explain sometimes because now with the CBD and everything, they're like, well, what is it infused with? So I'm like, it's all natural ingredients. Right. Yeah, so that's the biggest thing. That's like, what is it infused with? Like, we don't have any alcohol. There's none of the extra stuff in it. It's all natural ingredients that you can buy in the store. So, but that's where the name has came. And so we will be on the register of the trademark. So that is coming in. We just got approved. So I'm excited about it. This has been a long process for real.
And that's great. It's great that you all sat down, and that's why I wanted to touch on it, because a lot of times businesses are birthed, like the woman I spoke with yesterday that has a nail polish line. They're birthed because somebody is trying to solve a problem or on accident, and then as it starts to grow, it's important to treat your business like a business. And name ownership is so important, even for like rappers, other professionals, and different things like that. So taking the time to trademark is really, really great. And then one thing I want to say about the kids is I don't remember what flavor it is, right? I had a home buying seminar, Teafusion came out. They set up a vendor table, and you all had some sort of special going on. So I want to say I bought 6 bottles of 3 for me, 3 for my son, right? My son drank like all the tea, and it was one particular flavor. I said, let me get one for me and him. I don't remember what flavor it was, but he drank both of them. And I'll never forget, we were sitting down at the table eating Uncle Remus, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get my tea. And he was like, oh, I drank that. Bit upstairs if you want some. And then he brings it down to the table and he was like, if you don't drink it fast enough, I'll drink it. Like, so the tea is really good to your point. It doesn't have all of that sugar and no high fructose corn syrup. And kids like it too. My son,
Yes.
no. So I had to hide in the refrigerator where children don't look, right? So we kind of covered how you all got started, your name. I know you were doing a lot of like events and different things like that. How have you had to pivot your business since with what's going on right now?
So which is crazy. We literally had an event the week before we all got shut down. Like we had just finished doing like 2 events back to back. And so that's usually what we thrive at, is because we're in the public. And so we don't have a brick and mortar. So our biggest thing is being in the public at different events. So by now not having to be at events, we still do, we can do orders over the phone, or we can do them through email. But we had decided to actually pull back and just kind of work within our business and get some things straight. So when the time comes, when it's time for us to be able to go back outside, that we'll have everything that we need in order. Because there's a lot of things then within the business itself that we have taken kind of like for granted, like, oh, okay, we'll get to that later. And we never get to it. And so then it's all this backlog that we need to do. So we've really taken, I actually had, right before this had all came about, I had been praying over like what to do within the business and how to move forward. And it was just really on my spirit before they even said anything about us being shut down, for me to take a step back in our business myself, just to work on some things that I needed to work on and to actually get things in order. So we don't have a website, which is one of the things that I really want. So that's one of the things that we're working on now. So that way, when all of this is passed by, we can flourish the way we really want to, because you'll do one part of your business, but you won't do another part. And so then it's like you're being stuck, because now you're being pulled this way and you still need to do something else over here. So in a sense, it kind of worked out for us, because I was supposed to take a step back anyway, starting in April. And so it kind of just worked out. So we take a fall because we're not having income coming in from that. And I'm not, I'm a little upset about it, but at the same token, I feel that this is my time to prep and plan for my next stage. So if I take my time and do what I need to do now, when it's time for us to go back out, we will be able to do everything we want to do in order and in fashion, and we won't have a problem. And so, it comes with the territory. Either what they say, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to like it when you ain't making no money and when you're making money. So
Exactly. And I think one of the things with us is we start a business, some of us, and we just go. And what I'm basically hearing you say is putting like systems and kind of in place for your business, which I know I've been working with systems and automation for my own business, a lot of entrepreneurs. And it was so funny. A friend of mine, Crystal Iris, posted yesterday, all of y'all was praying for 2020 vision. What better way for your vision to be clear than for you to have to sit down and be still? I'm like,
yes.
That collective prayer got all of us sheltered in the house, right?
Yes.
Collective mindset. But for those who are in business and are utilizing this time to create those systems and get some things in order so that when we do come out of this, the business can continue to thrive and flourish and not necessarily need us at every turn. Some things just, work on their own. If there's one piece of advice or two that you have for an entrepreneur thinking about creating some sort of beverage or product, or just getting in business, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned over the last 2 years growing your business?
So I'm a believer of going with your first thought. So if you have that nudge feeling, like the day when we brought it to the job and they were like, we want some more. And I'm like, well, y'all gonna have to pay. And they was like, sure, no problem. I didn't like, oh wait, what should I do? Should I do some orders? Should I not? And I was like, oh, okay. I called my husband, like, give me one moment. Like, when we get off work, we got orders. We need to go to Michael's. And we went to Michael's the same day, bottled them up, put some generic labels on it, and I had them the next day. They was like, for real. So I feel like
But
if
that's
you get that
lovely.
gut, got it, you go, you know what I'm saying? Go for it. You're not gonna know if you're gonna do well if you never go for it, if you never look to see, what it is. Because then later on you'll be, oh, I wish I should have, could have, And at the time I was working. When I told a lady that one of my vendors, I was like, well, I'm gonna be leaving because I'm stepping out on faith to, pursue my business. She was like, well, I wish I should have, could have when I was younger. And I was like, you can still do it. She was like in her early 50s. I was like, you can still do it. And she was like, no, it's too late for me. And I'm like, it's not. It's never too late. So if you have a nudge, if you got a recipe at home that everybody love, girl, if you just love it, do it. Like, it don't always have to be that everybody else, because they're not going to know until you get out there. No one knew we were doing anything until I brought it to their attention. So if you have it, just go for it, work it, and then, things will fall in place.
Absolutely. So, where can they find you?
So we are on Facebook and Instagram at Teafusion Handcrafted Beverages. That's usually where we're at. And you can also reach us at tfusionhb@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nawana, for taking
Thank
time out to let me interview you and share your amazing story. Tea Fusion handcrafted beverages are delicious. They are so
Yes.
good. Your children will steal your tea. And then he told me, you need to buy some more.
I'm gonna use it as a tagline.
Yes, girl, you need to go buy some more. Wait a minute. But thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Have a good one. Bye bye.